I am promoting my album, Rebirth, The Queen of Matamba, which is my first album that I dropped last month. The album is my first body of work. I have been in the industry for like 6 years. Actually, this makes 6 years because I started 2011 when it came to music, and I happened to like not do music all the time, and then I decided to record an album. I call it the 13 Mind track because it's like it plays with your mind, your body, your soul, and your heart. And it's basically the story of my life that a lot of people can relate to. From the first song where we're thanking God, and to the last song where I'm telling people to live their life, and then you have songs in it which are like romantic, where it's talking about like different things, and I'm singing in 9 languages. I think it's one of the greatest albums ever made by a female African artist on the 30 of my generation. A lot happened within 6 years. When I released my first song, Beri Beri, which was so amazing, yeah. That was 2011, around the same time, November. And then I released my second record, 2012, Supergirl. And then I went through a lot. I had to deal with a lot of things. My house had been robbed while at the same time I was in Nigeria promoting my album. I went back, my home was robbed, and that sent me into like paranoia, depression. I started dealing with a lot, and I just took a break until like 2013 when I was just getting my life together. I started release a record for like 2 years, and then I ended up releasing my skincare line in 2013, and that blew up really big. So I took time off just to work on my business because it was bringing in the money. Music wasn't. And so while I was doing that, it was a lot, like running a multi-million-dollar company, and it was just me. I was just figuring it out. I needed to take time off and make money. It took me like 2 years to like settle in on that, and then I started releasing. Then I released African Energy, and then this year I released my album because I had time to work on my album this year. I didn't have time the past few years, and I don't think that I had built a solid fan base to buy 62,000 copies to get me to #1 in the US. I really don't have thoughts about other people. They're doing them. I'm sure they're doing well for themselves. I only think about Dencia. What can Dencia bring to the industry? What can Dencia like help within the industry? And that's something I'm trying to work on. For example, I'm trying to set, like, I've been having meetings with the Grammys to try to like make something happen for us. I feel like we are not well represented, like over there. Like my generation of artists is not. Like I'm at a meeting with the vice president of the Grammys, and he has no idea who a Wizkid is or a Davido is, and you're like, what rock are you staying on there? And that's because we haven't pushed ourselves hard enough. We might be there, we might be doing BET, we might be doing other things, we might be #1 on the charts, we might be on the Billboard, whatever, but if you're not Grammy level, it's not music. If Fela could do it years ago, how come none of us have done it? It means we're doing something wrong. It doesn't matter. So it comes back to, it's not about the fame, because Grammys is not about fame. It's about what you're doing, the quality of your music. I am not, especially in Africa. It's a war zone that it's not supposed to be. I feel like in Africa in general, we have this hate towards one another, where it's like people think that if you uplift the next person, it's gonna affect you. It doesn't. Like, that's a mentality. It's a like screwed up mentality. Like, let me just give you an example. I'm Dencia. My music is different from everybody else's because basically everybody here makes the same songs anyways. But even if you make the same songs, an artist like YJ and I cannot compete. You know why? Her fan base is way different. So if YJ promotes me, it's not going to take away from YJ. Does that make sense? And if I promote YJ, it's not going to take away from me. So that's just letting people, but people don't understand that. Everything women see is hate, envy, and the next person is like, no, okay, but it's not that way. I was having this conversation with a few people the other day, and they said, and I was like, at least American artists, like, it's, even though they do it for each other, and the person was like, well, it's just business. And I'm like, but they still do it. I mean, if it's just business, like, at least fake the support, like, just fake it and go on your kitchen table and curse the people out. That's on you. But I think they need unity. It's like they're trying to make the situation where it's like more than one person cannot be popping. The whole world can pop at the same time. I have a skincare line. I've created skincare lines for my friends. and it's not affecting my money or my business. And they're selling the same products like me, and it's still not affecting my money because I am Dencia, you're who you are. Of course we do. Hello. Why do you think I was not out here doing stuff? I went to make money because I wanted to pay my way through my career. It's serious. I mean, I just felt like I was sexually harassed the other day by people that were not even, it was just horrible. I felt so disgusted. I was like, oh, please don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Don't. I don't care. Like, and it's like, why? It's like it is in every industry, and it's horrible. Men, keep your ding ding to yourself. But if there's women who offer, because see, let's not even do this. It's a two-way thing. We're gonna sit and act like some women don't know or offer themselves for that because they want to get ahead. It's different. If a woman is offering herself and pushing up on you because she want to get ahead, fine. Let her use her vagina and get her way through life. But don't push up on people who don't want it. There's real talent out there that could make it and be decent. Like, dude, I'm all about making money. You can find pussy on the streets. You can find dick at a post office. Why do you have to put pressure on people? Do you know how many women look like everybody else? Why that one person, Why do you have to do that? It's unnecessary. I think it's just, people who are powerful and have money, they just feel like they can just trample over people. But the little people have to understand that you have the power not to let it happen. You do. It's what it is. Men, regardless, I don't care how women fight hard. The way men, especially in Africa, like really look at women is disgusting. I was just somewhere the other day. I was a bunch of like super wealthy people, they in big industries, and we're watching my video, and I was like, Folarun Shola Keji, she's my idol. I want to be like her. Do you know what a guy told me? He was like, oh no, she's lazy. She didn't make her money the right way. She was just a stylist. And I'm looking at him like, but she still has more money than you, though. But you see what I mean? It's like, I don't care how she made her money. I'm just saying she's somebody that I'm inspired by. Why are you hating? So we're at a point where it's like, imagine if I would have probably said a man was my idol, he wouldn't have felt that way. But a lot of men are lazy. Women have to put in work 10 times more than men to get to where they are. They actually have to. They have to lay their back, give birth to the kids, work. Like, if that's lazy, let me see the kids you birth. Let me see your bank account. I want to be lazy like that too. It wasn't big in Nigeria though. The backlash worldwide abroad was crazy.
How were you able to handle all that backlash?
I don't care. Like, see, that's the thing. When you're a focused person and you're a little narcissistic like me, you don't care about what the next person thinks, says, or does, because you only think about what you want out of life. My grandparents raised me. When I was 5 years old, you know what my grandfather told me? There's no word on earth strong enough to make you feel bad about yourself. None. I don't care. Like, I've had white people call me nigga and I laugh about it because I'm like, dude, what? Like, I have people call me bleach queen, fake boobs, fake ass, which is not really. But see, I can't feel bad about how you feel about me though. That's on you. And 99% of the time people insult you and talk shit, it's because they feel bad about themselves. Because I feel great about myself. I don't have time to be insulting people and worried about the next person's life. Like, why are you worried about what the next person is doing? If you were focused and took all the energy and put it into yourself, maybe you'll be doing well like me. I don't talk about my vagina in public. Yeah. Anything I'll tell you about Paul, like PLP, he's an amazing athlete that deserves a Ballon d'Or. That's the only thing. We don't talk about anything else when it comes to. I love him because he's my favorite player. You have to. He's such an amazing person. He's such an amazing athlete. I think that's what we should be focused on. And that's the thing. We should focus on people's craft. You don't take little things to overshadow people's. Like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't. He's an amazing athlete. We should be, as Africans, we should be pushing him to win a Ballon d'Or because we don't have that. And we don't have that, and he stands the chances of getting one. Why don't we get something out of him while we can, and instead of getting stupid stories out of him? We don't run in the same circle. She don't live in my zip code. She couldn't even afford my zip code. Yeah, but people keep thinking, you see, I don't know why people think this is a bit. It's not. It's just once in a while something will pop up and you remember that somebody said something about you. You're like, shit, if a bitch has a problem with me, we have a problem forever. But it's not a problem. It just happens that somebody said something, right? And then along the line, something happens. Then you remember, oh, this person, then you push it out, but it's no hard feelings. We haven't run into each other. She's an actress. I'm a singer. She doesn't come to the award shows I go to. I might go to the Oscars next year. Maybe we're going to run into each other, but we don't. Like, Hollywood is so big, people don't get it. Like, where I live, for example, I live, like, so far away. I used to live in Beverly Hills, but I moved so far away. Everybody lives there, you know, like the Trey Songz, the Kardashians, the Drakes, everybody. But you still, like, you run into people at the shop. But there's certain people that you will never run into because you guys don't live in the same zip code. And that's not shade. That's just saying that, you know, how can you fight from outside the club? You can't even get in. So I can only fight on the internet, you know. I was raised by my grandfather. He was a military judge. He was a general in the army. So I was raised very straight. Like, I'm a realist. I was very spoiled, and I was always told, you speak the truth and keep it pushing. I didn't have to ever sugarcoat anything. Like, I used to be the child in the house where if somebody did something, they come and pay me and be like, just take one for the team. And I'll just be like, oh, mom, I did it. Because nobody's going to do me anything. They're not going to beat me. They wouldn't beat me. Like, my grandmother would not beat me. My mom would not beat me. My grandfather would not beat me. So that growing up, and all these things come with how you are raised. Parents have to raise their kids to be confident. Growing up, I was always told I was the smartest, which I was. I was the prettiest, which I am, you know, and I could do anything I wanted to do, and which I did. So when you raise your kids and put in all the positivity, and you have to build your self-esteem the way you raise them. How your kid looks when they eat good food is the same way their soul feels when you tell them positive stuff. So when you raise kids to be, like, confident, they're going to be confident. Like, nobody can break me. Well, I'm lying. Maybe if my boyfriend hurts my feelings, I can be hurt, but he's gonna get killed though. But a lot. Dencia wants to go on tour. I want to do a tour. I want to release an EP. It's extended play. Before people say I don't know what an EP is, I'm just throwing it out there. With 6 songs, and I want to feature 6 artists. I already have the artists in mind. Now that I know my strength, I know I can sell. So when I'm working with these artists, they know that we can make money together. Does that make sense? So I don't have to hustle or struggle with anybody. We're putting it right in front of you. I want to do an EP, 6 songs. So and so person will be on it. By myself, I sold so much copies. With you, we can make more money. Let's do it. It's business. And then I want to go on tour. I don't know yet. I might get on somebody's tour. I want to get on an American artist tour because that's how they do it over there. Like, if somebody's going on tour, you get on their tour, you put yourself out there, and then you can do your own tour, or you can just do a few cities and states. I would love to get on a tour with somebody next year. Hey guys and dolls, I am Dencia, and you are watching Dencia on Pulse TV. Stay tuned.